So the very first Halo Infinite technical preview is now over, and I want to share my thoughts and impressions after the fact with you guys in this video. Welcome back, my friends, to the channel. Today we are talking about more Halo Infinite. I know like the last 7 videos I've posted on the channel has been Halo Infinite, but can you blame me? The game is pretty good. So I want to talk about just kind of my thoughts and impressions. I've kind of shared a little bit of that as my initial thoughts and impressions, my first time actually getting hands-on. If you guys wanted to see that video, you can check that out. I've also shared some of my thoughts and impressions kind of throughout the gameplays I uploaded over the weekend. Of course, we started out with easy bots. I can't remember what the first set of bots were called, but then the second wave of bots were a little bit harder. They were the ODST bots, and then we had an even harder wave of bots called the Spartan bots, and at very select times they opened up PvP, also known as Arena. And that allows you to be able to play against real people. Made a video on that. I guess a lot of people didn't like the fact that I was very intense in that. I'm just a very competitive person. So if you did watch that video and you heard me maybe coming off like I was complaining a lot, I'm just very competitive. And when things are sweaty, I get pretty intense. So I do apologize for that if that was annoying in that video or whatnot. I gotta try to tame that when I make actual videos playing PvP stuff. So I'm gonna talk about a little bit of everything. Excuse me. So we got to try out a bunch of different weapons. We got to try out different I guess they're called items, I think, like the grappling hooks and the shields and whatnot. We got to try out 3 different maps. I forget if I mentioned that or not. Like I said, we played against 3 different waves of bots. We played against PvP. So we pretty much did everything you could do in the beta. We also got to get a little bit of a hands-on or early look, a little taster sample of the customization and some of the battle pass, kind of like how that's going to work. So basically the battle pass is going to be split up into a way that each tier is going to have basically 2 items. So tier 1 is going to have a free item and a paid item, meaning if you don't buy the battle pass, you're still going to get a free item. Obviously, if you buy the battle pass, you're going to get a cooler item. So no matter what, every single tier, even if you don't buy the battle pass, you're going to get something. So that's really cool the way they're doing that. We got to see a little bit of the customization on, changing not just the color of your armor, but even the color of your weapons and stuff. So I ended up unlocking a red kind of skin for my my guns that I thought was pretty cool, and it was just kind of cool to see a little bit of that and whatnot. Like I said, there's different customization things, different things you unlock in the battle pass, including like double XP boosts and whatever for like 30 minutes. One thing I don't like that they're doing that, and this is not just exclusive to them, this has been in COD as well. I'm not sure about any other games, but, and I've complained about this in COD, is with the double XP boosts, as soon as you activate it, it already starts counting down. I don't think that it should be that way. I think it should be like in-game timer, right? I don't think it should be real timer. I think it should be like, if you have a 30-minute XP boost, there's 30 minutes of in-game time, because then you have the time of waiting in the lobby, loading into a game, and that kind of sucks, because then you don't really have 30 minutes. You have like maybe 20 minutes, because you're killing about 10 minutes, trying to load in between games, even if you're going straight into a game. So I just hate that that they're doing that. I would love to see that not be the case, and I hate that COD does that too. It's just, to me, that's really, really stupid. It never used to be that way. It used to just be like, if you had a double XP token, you'd use it and be in game. I don't know why they changed it. I guess because I don't know, man. I don't like that. But let's get to the gameplay portion. So the gameplay, a lot of fun. The weapons felt really nice. The BR kind of felt a little off to me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me. I didn't really feel like I expected the BR to feel like. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just in my head, but it kind of felt like it wasn't right. It was still good. It was still a good weapon, but it just, something felt off about it. Beyond that, all the other weapons that I tried, I think the only one I really kind of also didn't really feel like it felt the greatest was the gravity hammer. The gravity hammer kind of felt, I don't know, it felt a little wonky. I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously you don't want it to be super, super fast and then it becomes super OP, but at the same time, I don't know, it didn't feel, I don't know, I didn't really like the feel of the gravity hammer personally. Besides that, every other weapon I tried was great. I can't remember the name of every single weapon right now that was in the preview, but obviously you got your standard AR, which felt great, typical The needler felt great, and this is one thing I said in one of my videos with the needlers is that obviously, you know, I'm glad that it's not nerfed basically, like it's still OP, which is good. But the way they balance that out is you don't have a ton of ammo in it. I don't remember how much ammo was in the previous games off the top of my head right now, but either way, I'm just referring to this game specifically right now. But the needler felt great. I like the damage that it does, and I think that, you know, offsetting it the way they did with the amount of ammo that it has is perfect. I feel like that should not change personally. Every other weapon was great, you know, like the Magnum and all that. You know, just what you would expect it to be. Then the items, right? We had the items, well, we had a couple other weapons, of course, like the rocket launcher. I didn't get a lot of hands-on with that because, you know, everybody else always had it before I could grab it. I used the rocket launcher like once or twice, and it felt like a rocket launcher. It felt pretty good. But again, I can't really say about that weapon because I didn't get tons of hands-on with it. Besides that, you know, there was some other weapons like the Heat Wave, which is kind of like this cool shotgun where you can switch between a vertical or a horizontal shot. I really like that weapon. It's really cool. So if you do go with a more vertical shot, and obviously the spread is going to be tighter, right? Because you're hitting more mass. If you go with a horizontal shot, then obviously what's going to happen is, you know, you're missing some of your bullets because it's wider than your actual target and whatnot. So I thought weapons like that were pretty cool. There's this other weapon, I can't remember what it was called. It was basically like this power weapon that was like a... It was like a sniper kind of, but it shot like these blades. What was it called? I'm drawing a blank. Anyways, that was kind of a cool weapon as well. The point is, the weapons that I was able to use, they felt pretty good. You know, like I said, the only ones that I felt that were, you know, kind of felt off was the gravity hammer and the sniper. The gameplay is really good. Of course, sprinting is back. What I like that they changed from Halo 5 is that, yes, sprinting is back, but when you sprint, it doesn't prevent you from healing. So in Halo 5, it'd be like, well, you got to choose, right? If you're going to sprint, then you're not going to be able to heal, right? So if you're half health and you start sprinting, you're going to stay at half health. But that's not how it works in Halo Infinite. It does show, reveal yourself on the minimap, which I think is a good trade-off. I'd rather have that than, you know, not it allowing me to heal, right? So I think that's better. I feel like basically, you know, what I said in my first thoughts and impressions is I feel they took the best elements of OG Halo, you know, think about like Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, you know, the classics, right? Halo Reach, and they implemented that into this game, but they also made it feel fresh, and they tweaked things. So it feels modern and fresh, but yet it feels familiar and nostalgic and OG, you know? I said that actually in my first video. A couple people were saying, you know, these people are just, you know, repeating what 343 is saying. It's like, no. What 343 is saying just so happens to be true. This is how I feel. All right. If I didn't feel like that, if I thought the game sucked, I would tell you, man, I don't like it. It's crap. You know, they need to fix it. I wouldn't say it exactly like that. I would say, obviously, you know, I would say exactly what I feel is wrong with the game and how to improve upon it. Right? Constructive criticism is the best way to go about things always. You want your voice to be heard, you give it constructively. It doesn't mean you have to say positive things. If you really don't like something, that's fine. Say it constructively. That's what I'm trying to do here. But the thing is, overall, if I was to give you an overall basically summary, I feel the game is really good, and it's a lot of fun where it is right now. I feel like there is things that I hope to see improved upon. I said it in my my video on, I think it was a PvP video, and I've said this in videos on Destiny 2, not when Destiny 2 first came out. I don't like 4v4s personally. I would love to see like a more 5v5. I know, like, when you get more into like the big team slayer, then, you know, you're getting into larger numbers, which I love that, but I'd like to see something in between as well, right? Instead of just 4v4s, maybe some 5 or 6v6 team slayers as well. How big is big team slayer? Isn't it 8? I can't remember. So I guess if you're going to 6v6 at that point, you're only 2 off from big team slayer. But there you go. I mean, you could have 4, 6, 8, right? You got three different options. I don't know. They probably won't do that, but it's, you know, that's just kind of me. I feel like the way the maps are made really good. I like the maps. There's a lot of verticality in some of them as well. But, you know, the way they're made feels like they're made, obviously, it almost feels like they're made with the focus on competitive, which is fine because obviously esports is a huge thing now. But I don't know. I guess to me, there's always that differentiation between pubs and competitive, right? And obviously, I'm not expecting certain maps for competitive and certain maps for pubs. That's not what I'm saying. But I think the point I'm making is, when you factor in the 4v4s into these kind of maps, that gets really more competitive. And if you make it 5v5 even, or 6v6, even at 5v5, it feels a little bit more casual. I don't know. Again, just kind of basing my experience off with Destiny 2. When that game came out, their PvP was only 4v4. I complained a lot about that back then. They finally brought the 6v6 modes back. 4v4 feels more competitive. 5v5 or 6v6 feels more casual, just inherently for some reason. I don't know what it is. So I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion on that portion of things. I can't really talk about, the matchmaking too much because obviously it was a very, very tight pool, a very small pool because, not a lot of people were in this technical preview. So it's kind of really hard to say anything about that. But like I said, I like the maps. The items I really like. So the items, the way they work, so like I said, the two, I think there's only two. I don't know if they're called items, but there was the shields, and there was the what you call it, the grappling hooks, right? And that's tied to your RB if you're playing on controller, of course. Now the thing is that there's also overshields and active camos, and that replaces that slot. So you basically got to choose. So I'm going to talk about both those things real quick. So let's talk about the quantity first. So the shields you get, I believe it's 2 shields, which I think is fair because they are shields, right? The grappling hooks you get 3, which I think was great as well. I would not want to see them, tone that down. Like even if it was 2 would feel like too little. One thing I said when we seen the reveal of the multiplayer is that the grappling hooks look really cool and awesome, but I was hoping that it was not going to be a loadout that everybody would have because that could kind of, create a little bit of problems. But the fact that there's a pickup item on the map is good. And the fact that there's 3, I think that's also good. Okay. I think that's a good number personally. You got 3 uses of the grappling hook and then you have no more. You got to pick up more. Like I said, I think that's the perfect number. Any more would be too much. Any less would be too less. Same with the shields. I think it was great as is. I hope that they just keep it that way. Beyond that, like I said, you got active camo and you have overshields. Now, in previous games, like if you go back to Halo 3, which I referred to that game a lot because that is probably the Halo I spent the most time in, like an unfathomable amount of hours. I can't even remember how long I spent, but dude, I play that game like crazy. So, anyways, in that game, you'd go to pick up an active camo or an overshield and it would just automatically apply, right? And I think pretty much every other Halo as well. Halo 5, I think, was the same way, if I remember correctly, excuse me. But in this game, it basically replaces that RB slot. Like I said, again, it's going to be a different button if you're on PC, but I'm just referring to the controller. So it replaces that RB slot, and you basically have to pop it. So the idea is you could wait to use it, right, for an opportune time, but the risk, there's like a risk versus reward, right? The risk is that if you die, then the enemy can pick it up or whoever else, and then you lose it. So what I was doing personally is like I would go pick it up and I would just pop it right away. I'm like, oh well, man, this how it was when you would play the old Halo games. I'll just pop it right away and then I'd pick up my items back that I had, whether it was shields or grappling hooks. If I didn't have those things, then sometimes I'd wait it out and I'd wait to kind of encounter or get closer to the enemies to pop it. But like I said, there's a risk reward factor. I think that's cool. I like that. I'm not, either way, I would have been cool with it. Whether they chose to go this way or if they would have kept it the classic way where you run into it and it automatically applies. This is a cool new spin on it. I have no complaints about it as of right now. Maybe the more we play down the line, maybe that opinion will change. Like I said, these opinions are based off of my weekend on the first technical preview. There's gonna be other technical previews. The full game's not out. Very small matchmaking pool. So I mean, obviously my thoughts and opinions and whatever are limited, and they're subject to change, right? Some things I could feel differently about, whether good or bad. Some things that I like now I might not like later. Some things I don't like now I might like later. I don't know, different things like that. I think that pretty much covers the majority of it. If there's anything I forgot to mention that you guys have any questions for, you can let me know in the comments below. I've already been ranting for like 15 minutes or whatever. So I'll leave it at that. But let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you got hands-on with it yourself. And if you did, what did you guys think of the technical preview? Like I said, it feels really, really good. The best way I can summarize it is it feels like classic OG Halo mixed in with kind of a fresh feel, which is what 343's been saying, and it's accurate. And I'm not just saying that, like, you know, I don't know why people think this, you know, like YouTubers just say stuff just because why not? First of all, I'm not even that big of a YouTuber, so I mean, if anything, you know, that should give me a little bit more credit. And even if I was huge, you know, even if I had millions of subscribers or something, you know, the opinions are still valid. There's I know a lot of YouTubers of all different sizes, and I know a lot of them who are truthful no matter what. You know, obviously some people out there, you're going to find people that are not truthful. But I promise you that there is more truthful people than you think there is out there. I'm definitely one of them. I'm being truthful with you guys. If you're new to the channel, maybe, you know, you don't know me very well, but anyone who's been around for a while, they know that if I have something negative to say, I'll say it. I'll say it constructively, obviously, but I won't hold back. I won't water it down. If I think, oh man, you know, this is a bad thing in a game, I'll say it. I have no problem saying that, you know, and I think developers appreciate that too, right? People think that developers don't want that. They do want that. They just want it constructively. They don't want someone basically just saying your game sucks, but they're not saying anything else. That's not helpful. What developers want is, if you don't like something, tell us why, so we can learn from it, and we can try to figure out if there's a way to improve upon that. And that's, you know, that's kind of the best way of communication, you know, between the fans, the players, and the developers, the creators, which are also, at the end of the day, a lot of them are also just players and fans too. You know, sure, they're working on the game, but they're also going to be people that are probably going to be playing the game at launch, and they play other games as well. And you know, we're all gamers, man. We're all in this together. So, you know, play nice or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Apologize for the super long rant. Want to try to give you guys as much information as possible, as much of my thoughts and impressions as possible. I'm really excited for the game. I can't wait for the next technical preview, whenever that's going to be. I don't know. Make sure you're signed up on HaloWaypoint.com. Make sure your email is verified and all that good stuff, so you can have an opportunity to hopefully get into the next technical preview. And of course, the game is going to be free to play. Multiplayer side of things, you're going to have to pay for the campaign, but the multiplayer is going to be free to play later on this year. And I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. So far, it feels really good, and it feels like Halo is back. And I don't know, I'm really excited, and I'm very optimistic as of right now, and hopefully that just continues to go up and be built upon. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon in another video. Again, if you are new to the channel, stick around. We do a variety of gaming content. You can check out my Nintendo channel, where everything Nintendo goes on to. I also publish a bunch of music and stuff as well under the name 7 Minutes After. If you're into you know, new music and whatnot, you can check that out as well. You can join our Discord. You can follow me at JSkeleton on Twitter. All that's basically down in the description below. Check it out. I'll see you guys soon in another one. Stay safe, stay well, and until then, game on.